I mean, you don't have to have it on if you don't like it. Is it sensitive?
It just gets hot.
Does that leg go all the way up?
While we're down here, you know, it doesn't have the cheek. None of them do. Did we have this conversation?
No.
Did the lamp in the movie have a butt cheek?
A hint of a cheek, yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, God damn it.
How do you change the lamp? You got to unscrew it
The inside, yeah. It's attached. Like the bulb in the leg goes down and that goes up, but it's real annoying. And that's an actual like thigh high.
Make us something good. Make us proud in there, bud. You filthy beast.
He's so gross.
The cat?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 647, the Keldeo Podcast.
Keldeo.
Or the Keldeo Podcast.
He didn't do anything. He just kicked litter everywhere.
He
after
probably
I vacuumed.
peed. He probably peed.
He was not in there.
Well, you went in there and messed it up, so he's like, I got to fix this place
He's
up.
like this.
Yeah, his head pops out. He'll probably go back in.
The best is when, like, you're walking by the hallway and he's down here in there and he's, like, looking at you like, look at me.
You know, dogs, the reason dogs look at you
I want to see what you've
is because they're pack animals, so they're expecting you to be on the lookout.
Right. You're watching.
Because they're super vulnerable when they're pooping, so, like, they're like,
you good?
You're supposed to be. And then you're, you know, as a human, you're like, oh, pooping dog, and you're staring.
Then you're as a human.
You're not looking at it.
Before you get into that, Pokemon, I want to say I have checked the microphone settings. We are correct this week. Apparently, Audacity last week was just like, let's use the internal laptop microphone, but not this week. So,
man.
Mom Brain, let's do this.
What
Go.
a way
3, 2, 1.
to finish the year.
Yeah,
Keldeo. He's a quadruped colt, C-O-L-T, colt-like Pokemon with a cream-colored body. It has a short, rounded snout with large nostrils and blue eyes. It has a large, feathery red mane, long, dark blue ridged eyebrow-like protrusions, and a single cream-colored horn that curves slightly.
1 second.
Cream horn.
Cold outside right now, though, says Zobe70 or Zobe70. Made me subscribe, and you guys are great. Well, thank you for subscribing, and I hope you have an even greater time watching us. They'll probably get tired of it like 15 minutes in, but thanks for coming. Go ahead.
It's gonna be like,
the back of its head, as well as its neck, is covered with fluffy light blue fur.
Zob, you told me to follow these people? Sure.
Keldeo has blue hooves.
What do you tell me, Zob?
Blue hooves.
I figure they're on like nickname.
Which are capable of ejecting water. Its tail is light blue with white
its
spots
hooves?
and resembles an elaborate feather in a cap.
Ejaculating water.
Yeah, sure. Upon learning Secret Sword in Pledge Grove, Keldeo transforms into its resolute form.
Top 10
the dark
funniest
blue
gaming
protrusions
podcasts
become
of
shorter and
2016,
lighter in
baby.
color, resembling
Earning it every
ears.
week.
Its horn becomes dark blue and grows larger and ridged. On the side of its head are 3
Your
feathers colored
ejaculation
aqua
joke.
blue, green, and orange. Keldeo tends to cross the world and often appears at beautiful water sides. It can walk across water by ejecting water from its hooves. It is thought that when Keldeo becomes resolute, its body fills with power and it becomes swifter.
That's enough.
It is actually the end. It's number 647.
It's like the shortest one ever.
A water fighting type.
Well, we're away from the. We've been doing like the cover art Pokemon for Black and White, I believe it was. So they have really long entries in the Bulbapedia.
They are genderless. They are 4 feet tall. They are 106 pounds.
Nader Die says, "You people are so rude, interrupting Mom Brain."
I'm used
like
to
you're
it.
all talking over.
Yeah, whatever. I'm used to it.
Whatever.
Here, get this away.
Genderless, but life finds a way.
I've heard that somewhere.
Whoa, we only have one
Are you
page
ready
of
to start
top
the new-
stories, huh?
I know.
The new
Jurassic
section?
We're
Park.
effed. What?
The new
Who
section.
was
I'm
talking
gonna-
about Jurassic Park?
I thought you were.
Hold on, let me do my hellos.
I was just,
Did you say like-
Hello, Nader
like-
Die, or Totodile, or
Yes.
Swedish Galaxy 94. Not
What about
more.
Jurassic Park?
And hold on, let me do my hellos.
Yeah,
Oh,
so you-
oh, sure. Let's not interrupt him.
Let's not
And
talk
Liquid
over
Metal.
Robbie.
Well, it's about the fans, so that's important.
You don't
Liquid
think
Metal.
there's people
It's very
who
loud
listen
right
for the
now.
Pokemon every week?
Carnictus and the Aloe Wolf
You
and
make
Mark
me
D. Payne and Giant Reggie and Drew and the Name King Clown and Cold Outside right now though.
It is.
And
Isn't there a place
Tom
to see
Sawyer
all
and
the
Murky
people in the
Water
chat rather than
and
scrolling?
Roth Sothi and Jorge and Santiago and Dre Gamer and Swedish Galaxy 94 and the Super Sanchez and ZX Billy and Metroid. And did I say Santiago?
I don't know. Isn't there a way to just see who's in the chat?
I heard
there?
you.
What is it?
And Nader Die again in this chat, and Turquoise Gold Scraper, and everybody else or anybody else that I missed. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Hello, the Bionic Asphalt.
Roll call.
So there's someone with the
Now
username.
start. You have
It's
to call
cold
them.
outside? Or
It's cold outside, right? It's like
It's cold outside right now,
So
though.
it's cold outside right now, though. That's their name.
Yes.
It's very appropriate.
Seasonal.
Seasonal name.
Do
Seasonal
they
name.
always keep that name?
First time I've seen it. No, that's Zobe or Zobe. No, I lied. That's the guy that was talking about Zobe. So he said Zobe made him subscribe, and us guys are great.
Well, how many podcasts has he listened to, or she?
First one today, last one today.
All right.
All right, go on, Kirby. I'm sorry. Thank you for that.
Here today.
What was I talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
Jurassic Park.
yeah. Am I having like a false memory, or the new Jurassic Park? Was the title going to be like Jurassic Park Chaos Theory, and then they changed it, or is that just something I imagined?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Now it's like what, Fallen Kingdom?
Cold outside right now, though, says he's been listening for about a year. I don't know.
I could have sworn I saw like a poster at the theater that said Chaos Theory, but I couldn't.
I believe you.
He's supposed to be in the next one, though, right? He's in it.
Yeah.
Chaos Theory?
And I thought that was why, or something.
I had a dream last night that we were all on Saturday Night Live.
Ugh.
was that before or after the Jeff?
After we had 3 great skits, and then we had one that was really bad.
That was probably towards the end of the night.
And Vitamin G dropped an F-bomb, and I was like, oh, God.
Oh, just like Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, we're screwed. But then I woke up. Somebody keeps saying hello to Nicholas Mountain. I don't know this. Drew says, it's going to be 0 tomorrow morning in Philadelphia. Hello, Gore Skate.
-4 tonight.
Gore Skate says, I've been listening for 23 years. Boy, get on my level. I don't think you've been listening that long.
I don't think we've been doing this that long.
All right, so Mom Brain wants me to do this. I have a calendar.
Where did it come from?
Mom Brain's grandfather
Insists on buying Rummy Cowboy a desk calendar every year. And
So
the last
desk. I mean,
2
that's a
years running.
solid-
So Saturdays and Sundays are combined in this calendar. So your little blurb for the 6th and the 7th is believe you can and you're halfway there, as told by Grumpy Cat, the hottest thing right now. 2018, it's Grumpy Cat, baby.
Wait, what did he say? Believe you can't, and you're halfway there.
He's grumpy. She's
Is that-
grumpy.
She's grumpy.
She's
That's
Are
grumpy.
they all
negative?
Grumpy Cat, though?
Yep,
Yes.
it's a grumpy cat
Hello,
calendar.
Matt.
Playing into the judge.
Shut up. So yeah, I guess that'll be a thing on the podcast, at least for a year. That's great. Hello, Andrew Eisen. Hello, Guy Bones. So every once in a great while, we have a conversation on this podcast that continues on for years and years. For example,
The Sandwich Podcast.
The Sandwich Podcast.
Which
For-
reminds me, I have a question.
For
that I heard
example,
today.
the Plain Pizza Pepperoni Pizza
Oh, man.
podcast.
Don't. But cut.
I think this week, and as you said, there's only 1 page of top stories this week because it was quiet. I think this week we have the next great topic for the GoNintendo podcast, and it is the first episode of 2018. So it's working out greatly. Mom Brain, do you have something you want to say before we get to this?
I have a question.
Okay.
It was brought up this morning as I was listening to the Milk Street radio broadcast on NPR.
Milk steak.
And they were discussing what constitutes a slice of pizza. Now,
Any shape you cut.
so apparently in the Midwest,
Oh, don't get me started on the
the
Midwest.
heathens
Chili on spaghetti.
Yeah.
who live out there, they cut their pizza into squares.
Well, that's done here too.
That is not a slice of pizza.
Well, what's
That's
the
why you can eat like 12 of them and not feel guilty.
Yeah, right. What's the official definition of a slice?
Well, we didn't get one, but they kind of went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I think a slice must have a
Oh
crust.
my god.
Tell me that noise was you hitting his head.
What happened?
I went to put the bottle down,
Man,
and Comanche was underneath me, and I popped his head.
where is
That
he?
noise, I was like,
You scared him off again.
God, that was
He's
great.
Back inside the
Somewhere.
walls.
Man, that's funny. That's funny.
So I think.
Great noise. Great noise.
Oh, man.
Solid noggin hit.
That's what he
I'm
gets.
sorry, Comanche.
That is.
Is he gone? Where did he go?
He's gone.
Gone forever.
He's gone to
You
die in a
spooked him.
corner.
Rest in peace.
Man.
Oh my
Anyway,
gosh.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think a slice has to have a crust. I
Mhm.
think for it to be a slice pizza, and I think it's any piece of pizza with a crust that is less than half the pizza.
All right, but I still need to know what the official definition of slice is.
I don't know.
You were
You have a
listening?
computer.
I'm doing music.
You
They
were-
didn't come up with one. Now
Yeah,
they
maybe
were
it is.
arguing the fact that there's also a size limit as far as how small it is. I don't agree. I think any small sliver of pizza can still be a slice.
Yeah.
Personally.
A thin, broad piece of food cut from a larger portion.
Yeah.
So,
It just needs to be smaller than.
so it could be a square then. I feel like this is pretty cut and dry, really.
I don't think it's.
It doesn't have to have a crust. No, it's a thin,
Is this maybe
broad piece of food
the chaos
cut
gene?
from a larger
It's board
portion.
game.
That's all there is to it.
Well,
All right,
No, I don't think I knew about that.
here we go. How
Domino's Pizza cuts their thin crust into
Yeah.
squares too.
how many
that was me. It's okay.
holes does a straw have? Oh,
Just one.
is I
That's
am
what I
of
said.
the team.
No,
that
I said two.
says just one.
I said two.
I think
But
it's
she
just
says two,
like
A top hole and a bottom hole.
but it's just one
it's all
hole.
Like if you were to take a pencil and you take the lead out the center, that's a hole that goes all the way through.
Yes, I agree with you. Yes, but she was saying there's two.
I mean, unless what you're talking about is a portal and you shoot a hole on each end, then you got two holes.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I see both sides. I truly do. I don't know that I'm really willing to argue hard one way or another.
But anyway, getting back to pizza in the Midwest,
Oh,
I've heard that there's some locations in Ohio where
Ohio.
where they serve pizza with like cold shredded mozzarella on top of it after it's cooked.
Why?
I don't know.
What is wrong with them?
I heard in the Midwest they serve pizza cheese down.
Well,
They
here's
just slap it on.
here's what one of the guys said. He said the only plus to the square pizza slices is that you can take two square slices and put them cheese side to cheese side and make a
A
sandwich.
pizza sandwich.
PC texted me and she says she believes the straw has one hole,
Fine.
but she sees where you are coming from.
Yeah, my first instinct was to say two holes, but
Oh, you got a
Right,
tool
that was-
holer over here.
No,
right
that
there.
was my first thought, but then I was like, but it's a solid hole.
Yeah, it's one. It's a solid hole.
Wow.
It's wow. yeah, it's one long hole.
but it's a hole with two openings, right? Because sometimes a hole goes nowhere.
Well, then if you think about that,
I
we
I
got
know.
one hole
That's what she was
that
saying.
goes all the way through.
That's what she was saying.
I'm like, no, those are two different holes. They're connected, but they're two different holes distinctly.
That gets
That's
tough.
true.
And you can
man.
put something
know, this is
in
why I brought
and
it up.
something out of both of those.
All right, you can put stuff in any hole.
Try hard enough.
As a wise man once said, "What goes in the hole goes out a hole." Yeah, I would be if please in the chat. I
Then
see you
again,
guys are talking
so-
about it.
The one thing that separates
Ryan says, "Does the donut have two holes?" Then no, one hole like a straw.
that's a good idea. That's a good thought.
But
That's a good idea. Donuts.
But the way you
I
use
could
a
go
straw
for
is
a
different
donut.
from the way you use a donut.
But we're not talking about the function
But,
of the
I don't
hole.
know. I think function colors my decision.
Well, the thing about the mouth to butt, the butt,
The mouth to
Mouth to
butt
butt.
ratio.
the mouth to butt analogy, is there's a lot of valves and things opening and closing all the way throughout.
Yeah, but it's still a hole. Connected to another hole.
Well, in the chat, I see this debate is raging on, so thank you.
Then again, if you think about like an air conditioning system, there's a ton of holes in that, but it's all just connected to one long inner thing.
Totodile says if one half of the straw is solid, the straw still has one hole.
Say that again.
He says if one half of the straw is solid, the straw still has one hole.
Yeah, because the other hole is covered.
That's not a hole. When you make that snip, it's all the way through. It's one contiguous hole.
What if I fuse the end together?
It's still one hole.
I don't know.
That's why I asked this here. Oh, somebody's asking me a Nintendo question. What the hell?
But like, say,
What the hell?
What the hell? Oh, anyway,
so
I guess.
what would you call it if you had, like, say, one of those giant pixie sticks,
I think I had another.
and you cut off the one end,
Mhm.
and you're eating it, and you're like, I'm gonna cut a hole in the other end. Do you cut a hole in the other end, or you just cut it?
I would say no. I would cut it. I'm going to cut the other end. All right. I guess we should do some Nintendo news. As Nikki Hill said, not too much this week.
It's not the same as like when if you open a can with a can opener and then you punch a second hole in the top.
Mm.
That's two holes
Yes.
in one cylindrical.
I like the way this guy thinks about holes.
Cylindrical.
Cylindrical.
So people in the chat are asking about the rumor of a Nintendo Direct. I have not heard anything official
Did you say
about
it was
a
going to happen already?
Nintendo Direct, but I have heard from plenty of sources, we will call them, that a Direct is happening this month. Let's put it this way. It would be very surprising if there was not a Direct this month.
I'm going to put it this way.
What goes in a hole comes out a hole.
This guy is he's very observant, and if he says that something usually happens at some sort of time, it's usually right.
Usually
Unless
60% right.
He's saying stuff to try to bamboozle you, which
No,
he does
no.
to his friends sometimes.
60%.
I told you a million times. This is how it is. You didn't tell me at all. If you
good
told me,
impression.
I would have had a text message.
That's a really
Or you
good
can send me a
impression.
text message of, I told you.
60% of the time,
It's supposed
I'm
to be
right
his
100% of the time. Yeah, it's me. It sounded like me. I told you about it. See, it's just like
When he
me.
gets upset like that.
Doink.
Hey, you remember that?
Excuse me, we have some family watching presently.
Oh.
You want to say hello?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
So, let's
Yeah,
do some
we're not.
Nintendo
The
news.
stranger says hello to everyone.
Hello.
She
Well,
says
hello.
Hello.
We're not doing that one. I had enough of these. Oh, this is how you know it was
that
a
one.
rough week because I'm looking at these. I'm like, these are top stories.
How about this one?
No, I'll just start down.
Zelda content.
I'll just start at the bottom.
Now we're here?
So, again, as I complained about last week, IGN is taking little tidbits from interviews and stretching them out over the quieter weeks. And they talked to the Zelda team, Zelda Breath of the Wild team, about some other things in the game, including shortcuts that players take when they're playing Breath of the Wild, because there's not one solution to puzzles or one solution to how to get anything done. There's multiple solutions, and sometimes people think of things. Hello, Amiibo fan. Sometimes people think of things and they're like, I bet Nintendo's never thought of this. And Nintendo has admitted that there have been some solutions that they didn't think of, but by and large, yes, they're expecting people to do all kinds of crazy things to solve puzzles and shrines and all that jazz.
You're gonna be real cold when you get back outside.
They say a big thing in the theme of the game was that there should be multiple answers, multiple methods, multiple ways of doing anything. All the dungeons, we wanted to make it so that the players would be able to solve problems in any way they wanted, without us being able to know what they would do to solve it.
Tell me
So
there weren't dungeons.
dungeons. You said no dungeons. There's shrines, and then there's the
Beasts.
Beasts, I would say, are more traditional dungeons. Shrines are baby dungeons. They're like, 10-minute. Some of them take a little longer
The
than
Beast
that.
is a 10-minute dungeon?
Beast. They call them the Beast. No, that's a more traditional dungeon, just not. Like Twilight Princess. Look at those dungeons. They were really long. But all right.
I don't know if it was
Skyward
Twilight
Sword?
Princess. I think it was Twilight Princess. The one boss fight where it was all like the flying plants and you had to hook
That was
shot
Twilight Princess.
all
yes.
the way around.
That's actually the dungeon I was thinking of when I was thinking of long dungeons.
Well, all I remember is that boss fight, and I
Dungeons.
did
says
that
George.
entire thing without using like my lock-on
Oh,
thing, and I wanted to murder people because I could not. Like I played it for hours and I couldn't complete it, and I was like, I keep dying. This
I
is
can't do this.
ridiculous.
Hello, DACA.
And then I finished it, and I think I told you how terrible I was doing. And
Yeah,
you're like,
I
why didn't
remember
you
this
use the lock on? And I was
conversation.
like,
Lock on.
why didn't I use the lock on?
Well, Breath of the Wild lets you play through dungeons and shrinegens and gungeons and dungeons, however you want. So if you don't want to lock onto things, you don't have to. They also say that future Legend of Zelda games are going to retain the freedom that you find in Breath of the Wild. So that's our first real tidbit on the next Legend of Zelda game. It will retain the freedom of Breath of the Wild, but we don't have any other details. And yes, cold outside right now. I do agree with that. And then finally, they talk about the reward players get if you collect all 900 Korok seeds. And the game is not new, but I won't spoil it. But I think most people know what the reward is. And they're interviewed about why that was chosen as a reward. And I'll let you read that on your own because, like I said, I don't want to ruin it for you. Just don't
We are
expect.
not in the business of
Is it a
spoiling.
good reward?
It's a goof. It's a goof and a gaff and a laugh and a hoot.
Having a laugh?
Having a laugh. Immediate Muffin says,
You're having a laugh.
oh, I'm not going to read it because it's about the spoiler thing. Oh, I'm not going to read any of that. It's all about the spoiler thing. I'll read this one. PRC Nintendo USA says, why no water dungeon? Spoiler. There's a camel. They like water. And there's water in it. There you go. There's water in that beast.
And it's humps.
And it's humps. They're over. You played it.
Okay, all right.
Do you remember?
Yeah, relax.
When was the last time you played it? You've had 2 snow days back to back.
Yeah.
I know.
Back to back.
Well, as you see,
back.
I took down Christmas.
Single-handedly.
Grinch.
I single-handedly
I
took
took down
Christmas.
Christmas. Bethesda, they're making stuff for the Switch. And they were asked about, hey, how'd you get that Zelda content in their Skyrim?
Funny story. We put it there. End quotes.
And Bethesda says, it was early on in the project, shortly after we started developing on Switch hardware, and Todd, that's Todd Howard, that's his name, right? Brought the idea up to Nintendo and the Legend of Zelda development team. They loved the idea and offered to work with us to make sure that our depiction of Link's champion's tunic, Hylian shield, and of course the Master Sword held true to their design, while being usable weapons and armor in Skyrim. Then they talk about their future support on the Switch, and they say, we're really excited to be launching our games on Switch, and Nintendo has been a fantastic partner for us. The fans of Nintendo's hardware have been super supportive and excited for these games, and we hope they enjoy exploring Skyrim as well as blasting demons in Doom and fighting Nazis in Wolfenstein 2. Wolfenstein 2! We haven't announced anything for Switch following Wolfenstein 2 in 2018, but if and when we do, we will let you know. So there you go.
Bethesda did all 3 of those, huh?
Published, farmed out to other developers, but they know what they're doing. What is this? This God... I can't say that. I can't say it. I gotta talk to you later. I almost blew up my spot.
You almost blew up your spot. Never mind.
Is anybody reading that? Oh, is this just to me? Rachel from the chat, not in the chat right now, said She cried this morning when Shantae got killed. She was playing Shantae. Shantae died. You know, not storyline, just died.
Oh.
And then she says, "Do good podcasting. Love you all." We'll try and do good podcasting. I can't promise it, but
I mean, so far we haven't really done.
so far, like this,
Mwah.
the Italian kiss. That's what you
Italian
called it,
finger
right?
kiss.
What did we call it?
The Molta Bene or something.
Something.
No, I thought you came up with
A
something.
Bene
more.
smooch.
The
Bene smooch. Oh, that could have been really bad. Wow.
Everything okay?
Yeah, this iPad just fell on the space bar, which would have stopped the podcast.
Well, maybe you should move it.
man.
So that you don't. Risk
Maybe you
it
should say
happening.
something supportive instead of knocking me down.
Can I help you move that iPad so that we don't have a trauma?
Oh, suck an egg.
So that we don't have a
Temptation
hard-
says, when we announce something, we'll let you know. And Temptation says, well, yeah. He's right. That's kind of how it works.
Good job, Temptation.
Hey, Kirby.
Yeah.
Good news.
I got
for
a
you.
rumor for you.
Mm-hmm.
Rumor is Konami is bringing their WiiWare trilogy to the Switch.
Oh,
So that would
I think I heard.
include Gradius Rebirth, Castlevania The Adventure Rebirth, and Contra Rebirth. But on top of that, the rumor also states that they will be including a fourth brand new Rebirth title.
Codename Viper.
Codename Viper Rebirth. Did they do that?
I feel
I don't
it was
remember.
Konami.
What else could it be though?
Let's think of big Konami franchises. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They can't do that.
Yeah, they don't have the license.
Legend of
Yeah,
Mystical
it's-
Ninja Rebirth. Oh, I love that. Nobody would buy it. Konami. Silent Hill Rebirth.
Metal Gear Rebirth.
Metal Gear. I mean, that's kind of cool to tell you the truth. Like a new Metal Gear in old school
Capcom. It
style.
was Capcom.
Maybe I don't know.
We thought of more answers than I thought we would. So yeah, that's just
What
a
if I
rumor
bring
right
up the
now.
list? Let's look at the list. We have time.
Okay.
Bonk. It's bonk.
What Konami doesn't have? Oh yeah, now they have
They
Bonk.
kind of do.
Yeah.
They're just
Alien Crush.
Oh yeah, give me an Alien Crush 2. That'd be great. Hello, Blood Ocean.
You think it would just be
Adventure
Nintendo?
Island Rebirth.
Adventure Island. We were Turquoise Gold Scraper says I'd buy Mystical Ninja Rebirth in a heartbeat. Well, there you go.
The Goonies.
Konami didn't make Bonk, but Konami owns Bonk now.
Double Dribble.
I don't know if there's a big market for that one.
Life Force. That's Gradius.
We're talking about like big franchises. I think we covered them all.
Yeah.
Silent Hill, Metal Gear,
Blaze of
Adventure
Steel.
Island.
Skate or Die.
Skater Die
Sure,
Rebirth.
why not? Well, Nate or Die is in the chat, and somebody just said hello to Nate or Die right now. Well, there you go. Oh, what am I doing here? We figured it out. So yeah, like I said, it's a rumor right now. Kaiser GX says WiiWare was a magical time, man. It was. There was lots of fun stuff on there, kind of like the Wild West of digital shops for Nintendo. Amiibo fan has the answer. He says Rebirth of the Pachinko machine. That's what it's gonna be. I mean, yeah, that Bonk game, as Blood Ocean is saying. Blood Ocean says a 3D Bonk game should be made. There is a Bonk game that was made and finished and then not released. It was supposed to be on WiiWare, I believe, or Wii U eShop. But we never got it.
I think it was supposed to be 2D, right?
Yes, it was like polygonal, but from a 2D perspective.
Right.
But yeah, we never got it, sadly. So, but it's done. Why the hell not release it? Like, they don't got to put a lot of money in it. Hello, Stakona.
Is it completely done?
Yeah, the video I watched by the guy who researches all that stuff to an insane level said it was done. Yes, pretty much ready to go, and then they just decided not to do it. I never played a single Bonk game until WiiWare, or
Really?
until the Wii Virtual Console, I should say. Yeah, never played one. Always wanted to.
I played. I think the first one I played was Super Bonk on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, never played
And then,
that.
yeah, once I got a Wii, I played like the ones that were on the Turbo Graphics.
Bayou Boy.
I don't know if that's a.
I don't think anyone's claiming.
Yeah.
Hubert.
Cuba Rebirth. Yeah, when Bonk was out, like I originally wanted to play, and I remember looking at it at Toys R Us. I was like, my parents aren't going to buy me another system. But Bonk came out on like the NES and, like you said, Super Nintendo, and I just never played it there. I don't know why. But when it came out on Wii Virtual Console, I played all of them there. So I'm all up to date. Something about Bonk. There's something about Bonk. It's weird in a good way.
Like, I'd say that about most of the Hudson Soft type games. Like they're very weird in a Japanese way, but not in the same way that Nintendo games are.
No, not at all. There's like something like a little off with them, but I don't mean that in a bad way. There's something like heartwarming about them.
Yeah, it's got a wacky
endearing.
Sort of
Endearing is maybe a better word. Yeah, but if you haven't played a Bonk game, go play Bonk. All right. One man's mission to save Miiverse is complete. He has finally launched Archiveverse. His plan was to archive as much of the Miiverse as he could, and now that project is live. So, if you want to check out over 200 million Miiverse replies, over 100 million Miiverse posts, over 75 million screenshots, over 72 million drawings.
How did he save all these?
And over 8 million user profiles from the Miiverse. You can now do that. We have the link to the site. When we first posted it, it was down because so many people were trying to access it. But now you can give it a shot and sift through there and pretend like Miiverse is still a thing. How did he archive them? I don't know. He's the guy that does things.
That's crazy.
Internet says some PBS right now, but it's just a terrific idea. I don't know what any of that means.
Some PBS.
He says some PBS right now.
Political BS.
But it's just a terrific idea. PBS is a network.
The public broadcast.
And internet lingo, I don't know if PBS means something else.
Help us out, IRC.
Well, I gotta wait for a second. Oh my God, we have exclusive information in the chat. Nader Dye says, my aunt's husband's grandpa's ex-girlfriend sat next to Koji Kondo on a bus and said he was working on a game about sentient muffins or sentient, however you prefer it. There's your exclusive. Taking up Do Michael's.
Is that real?
Yeah, that's real.
That's not real.
Put it on the onion, dude. I think it's real.
No,
click
hole.
God, that's terrible. And really,
is this real?
I read that comment already. So yeah,
there have been times where some of the clickhole articles, the way like the headline is worded, I'm like, wow, really? And then I'm like, wait, this is a joke. That article?
Yeah, I know, right? Nader Dye says PBS stands for pretty big sausages. There we go. Now we got it. There's this mobile company from China, and they're working on this game for mobile phones, and it's called Splatoon Party. Guess what? Nintendo hasn't sanctioned it. But there's footage out there, and pretty much it's exactly the same as Splatoon. The character models are slightly different, but yeah, it's Splatoon in every way, shape, or form.
The name
is
exactly the same.
Well, apparently they're looking for a publisher right now. I don't think they're going to get one. I could see another company swooping in and releasing this game if they changed the name and perhaps changed up the look of the game a little bit, because it is very close to Splatoon. As far as looks go, if you're going 10 out of 10 and that would be perfect clone of Splatoon, I'd give this an 8.5 out of 10. So they're really out there. But yes, I would imagine Nintendo is doing all they can to try and squash this. But as people have pointed out, in China, it's a little bit different, and it's hard to get the long arm of the law over there to handle these things. But you can bet Nintendo's going to at least try. Kiwi Shenron, that's a great name, says, yikes, that is blatant right there. Yeah, we have footage of it. If you haven't seen it, check out the video, because it is ridiculously blatant. They don't even try and hide it. And like we said, the name is Splatoon Party, so they're really not trying to hide it. But there it is. So China, you know, they do that stuff over there. It happens all the time. There's rip-offs of all kinds of games, and you see stuff and you're like, wow, how did this happen? And then the company behind the original game is like, wow, how did this happen? And then, you know, legal battles and all that jazz. We have big news this week, Mom Brain. Do you know what it is? You do know what it is.
Oh, about the Switch is the #1 selling console in the United States of America.
No.
Oh.
Try again. One more.
It's the fastest selling game console.
The Switch has become the fastest selling home game system of all time in the United States. You name a video game system in the United States, the Switch has sold faster than it. Go ahead, name one.
What do you mean by faster?
Sold more units in a shorter amount of time. The previous record holder was the Wii, 4 million units in 10 months. The new record holder is the Switch, 4.8 million units.
So what you were talking about last week and probably the week before was
Nintendo.
The PS2.
That was in Japan.
In Japan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Switch in Japan is ahead of the pace of the PS2.
Which means it's selling faster than the PS2.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And here in the United States, out of all game systems of all time ever, the Switch is the fastest selling. Like I said, at 4.8 million units, and the previous record holder was the Wii.
It would also be the highest selling.
That is usually how it works, yes.
Yes. Okay. So she's still right.
Well, I want to make sure we use Nintendo's verbiage here.
Right.
Verbiage. But yeah, like I said, the previous record holder was the Wii. And I have to point out again that the Switch launched in March, not holiday time, which is when most consoles launch. I just got a comment on one of my videos. What is this? I got to take a look at this. Mr. H. Ice Cool says, dude, your facial hair looks nasty. Ew. You got me. You got me.
I'm a little concerned that you're so tapped into technology that you're all over the place right
Science and technology.
You have 3 screens in your face.
I'm going to see what he's looking at.
Oh,
what video
all right,
are you
let's
watching?
just sit
Let
here
me
while he
watch
watches.
myself
Yeah.
on my podcast.
He watched a video from December 1st. What a loser. Everybody knows the day after a video's out, it's old news. You're old news, Mr. H. I don't mean that. I love you. You're my favorite. Hello, Ryan.
Thanks for the beard tips.
Thanks for the beer tips.
Just for the record, what's his name?
I don't know. Mr. Cool as Ice.
HR cool guy.
HR buff and stuff.
I got H or HC.
I got H. Mom, Dad, I'm sorry. I've got H.
I got RMC a beard comb, and he was like, "Oh." So his beard could be nicer. Not from December 1st, because that's just crazy. We're not going back in time to comb beards. But from here on out, we expect
We're
to
going
see
back
a nice,
in time to do other
nice
things.
smooth beard work.
I mean, like,
Comb that sucker
let's
outside.
put it this way. If I was offended by what people say on the internet, I wouldn't be on the internet anymore because I would have blown my brains out years ago. But I'm hanging in there. I'm okay. So yeah, let's hope the Switch continues this momentum. Will it? I do not know. But as of right now, it's on the top of the hill. That's what people say, right? It's the king of the hill, baby.
That I've heard.
First. I don't know what this is. The Destructo94 says, I wonder what Activision has up their sleeve for Switch owners this year, as they have nothing currently announced. Call of Duty, possibly. Also, 2K has nothing currently announced for 2018 either. GTA 5 port imminent. Nintendo Direct, hurry!
Is Activision still making games? I haven't heard.
Yeah, Activision
Oh,
only.
there we go. There's a new story coming up. All right.
Activision only makes like a handful of properties, and they
Let's
do them
hurry
every
through these
year.
downloads to hear more Activision.
North
news.
America, this week's downloads for your Nintendo platforms. We have Kirby Battle Royale. There's a demo version because the full version of that game launches on January 19th, so you can enjoy that demo right now.
What is that, like a...
It's a Kirby Battle Royale game. It's like a multiplayer Kirby game. Fighting, no, but like not Smash Brothers fighting. It's like battle arenas.
The arena.
So it's not like a side-scrolling, like,
No.
two-player game like
No.
that other Kirby was?
No.
Okay.
Also available is Grand Prix Rockin' Racing on the Switch, Pick-a-Pix Deluxe on the Switch, Neo Geo game King of the Monsters, which, if you haven't played it, is right up my alley because A, it's giant stupid monsters, which is great, and B, they perform wrestling moves on each other, which is even better, and C, you do it like in cities where you suplex
City.
a Godzilla style
Monsters.
character into a building. And
That was a
stuff like that.
Majesco game, right?
What?
Didn't Majesco do those games? King of Monsters? King of something? King Fighters, never mind. Next.
I don't know if they did that either.
I thought they did.
The King of Fighters franchise, Majesco?
I thought it was Majesco.
I want to say like
They probably are.
Data East. That's probably wrong.
King of Fighters, I think, is
SNK?
SNK.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's the trolley. And Stickball, the Dodgeball Adventure Deluxe, is available on the Switch. So a quiet week. Well, 5 releases, but a quiet week compared to what we've been seeing. And now as we get into the new year, we're going to get blasted with a whole bunch of games every week again. Guybone says Stickball has great couch multiplayer, and even the single player is fun. And then in parentheses, he says KY. So funky and quirky. Might even pick it up again, even though I already have it on Steam. Oh, and Happy New Year's, podcast crew. Well, Happy New Year to you as well.
Happy New Year.
Europe.
Happy New
Their digital releases include Grand Prix Rock and Racing on the Switch. NBA Playgrounds has been updated to the Enhanced Edition. And this is a little weird, to tell you the truth, because if you own NBA Playgrounds, this is like a much enhanced version of that game. But Saber Interactive, they recommend you delete the version of the game you have, but don't delete your saved game, and then just download the new version from the eShop. So it's almost like a brand new game, which is kind of crazy. Hello, I'm an F and T-Rex. Pick a Pick Deluxe is on Switch. King of the Monsters is on Switch. The Escapists 2 is on Switch for pre-order, it says. So I guess it's not out yet. Sales on stuff. 3DS has sales too, and a whole bunch of stuff. Wii U's even got sales. I'm sorry, Mom Brain. No Hello Kitty this week. I apologize. No cats. First comment comes from what? First comment comes from CSP, and they say, once again, awful discounts. As in, like, the amount that's discounted or the games that are discounted. I mean, they don't have to put anything on sale. Like, look at this. 1-2 Switch is like half price. ARMS is like $20 off. Flip Wars is a third off. And that's just, a small sampling. There's Wii U games. Special offers. A permanent price drop on WWE 2K18 digital and retail. Yes, and retail. Whole bunch of stuff in there.
I mean, if that's what you're into. If you're not into that, then yes, there's not really much to choose.
Well, isn't that every week? If you're not into it, then the deals aren't good.
Okay. Who makes the Worms games? I thought it was Team
17 publishes them. Why? No, I think they...
Because I said, I've seen their name on a couple of things.
No, Team 17, I'm pretty sure, is the developer as well as publisher of Worms.
And then they publish a bunch of other stuff.
Yes, they have gotten more into publishing this year. Yeah, because Overcooked and The Escapists... what?
That's what it was.
Yes,
yeah,
The
that's what I just
Escapists
saw.
too.
And I think they also did Guns, Gore, and Cannoli.
I do not remember off the top of my head on that one. All right, so as Nikki Hill was saying, we have a story about Activision and EA because in Nintendo's press release talking about the Switch selling, they say fans can also expect continued support from major publishers such as EA, Activision, Ubisoft, Capcom, Sega, Take-Two, and Bethesda, plus a growing catalog of quality content from indie developers. So, Bethesda, earlier in this podcast, we found out that they said, if we have something coming, we'll let you know. Well, Nintendo just let you know that they have something coming, although they could be talking about Wolfenstein 2 because that's not out on Switch yet. Also, they say Activision. Now, there is one that we don't know anything about. We have no idea what Activision could be bringing to the Switch. But again, Activision only has a handful of franchises. So they're Skylanders, but they're pretty much done with that, they said. At least on traditional platforms, they're more interested in mobile. There's Call of Duty, which is certainly possible.
That was way off. It was the Ukulele they distributed.
Yes, that one I knew.
Yeah,
they picked that up for publishing, yeah. What else does Activision do?
What do they do?
They do, Overwatch, because they're Activision Blizzard. What else does Activision do?
Diablo.
Yeah, any of the Blizzard stuff. So I mean, you know, if you're talking about consoles, hello, Sarah. If you're talking about consoles, I would think Call of Duty, but you know, I could be wrong there. And then EA, here we are again. I don't know if Nintendo's talking about Fee or Fey, however you want to say it, because they are publishing that game, but they're not developing it.
Destiny.
And that's only Activision is Destiny. Yeah. Who's Destiny?
That was Bungie.
Bungie
made it.
Activision
published. Yeah.
Oh, did they? Okay.
But that's not going to come to the Switch, right?
Why not? It could.
I thought that was. Is that that's
Switch
on all
can't handle
systems? I thought that was just Xbox.
No, that's everything.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I don't
Teenage
think
Mutant
they're going to
Turtles.
be touching
Mutants in Manhattan.
So yeah, but EA, I don't know if they're talking about Fee or Fey. It would seem silly for Nintendo to be like, and more games from EA, and it be that game, because that's just an indie title. I'm not knocking indie titles, but it's not what people think of when they think of EA. They think of sports games and other, you know, AAA titles, like AAA, you know, as in terms of budget. I don't want to say quality, like Need for Speed, which certainly has fallen on hard times recently because they don't know what the hell they're doing with that franchise. But yeah, I don't know what EA is going to be up to. Obviously, I think FIFA, as far as I can tell, did decent, if not good. And it's about to outsell. I forget what version in Japan, but the Switch version is about to outsell another platform's version. And it's not like the Vita or the Xbox. It's like a PS4 or a PS3, something like that, which is a big deal. I don't know what EA's doing.
Activision has done prior Spider-Man games. Are they doing this current one?
No, that's a PS4 exclusive.
Guacamelee. They distributed Guacamelee.
Activision did?
It's on here.
What? For what systems?
I don't know.
That's real
Super
weird.
Turbo Championship Edition. So that would have been the Wii U. Right?
What are you looking at? Wikipedia?
Activision.com.
Oh, well, I guess they know. That's got to be on one specific platform. I don't know what one. But.
Yeah, they don't say.
And then we also see that Nintendo says Take-Two. So, like somebody said earlier, what the hell is Take-Two doing? You tell me. Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption,
Wreck-It Ralph. They distributed the Wreck-It Ralph game, which there's a new Wreck-It Ralph movie coming out this year. So
is that this year?
He still hasn't seen the first one.
I know.
No, but he can play the new game.
Is
Guitar Hero?
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. Another Guitar Hero. That went over really well. BPM says, I could understand Activision skipping for Switches. I could understand Activision skipping the Switch for 2017's Call of Duty. Too late for a quick and dirty port. Turned off Nintendo after the Wii U. But I'd be surprised if the next Call of Duty doesn't have a Switch port, even a mediocre one. I wouldn't buy it anyways, but I was never the intended audience. Call of Duty has had its following, even on Nintendo platforms. Yeah, Call of Duty's back, baby. Call of Duty's back this year. They took it back to World War II, and everybody's back in it. So,
what about Skylanders? Is that done now?
I don't know if you're joking. Skylanders was literally the first game I mentioned, and even went into detail.
I was paying attention. I was looking at stuff.
Skylanders, as far as traditional consoles go, it seems Activision is done with that stuff, and they are moving over to mobile support. So maybe they'll do something else on mobile. Plus, they still have the Netflix series
all those
too.
Figures. How are you going to do that on mobile?
I don't know.
Scan
them.
Okay.
And then there's a typo there. That's unfortunate. Switch officially has surpassed the Wii. Oh no, there's not. The Wii U's total install base in Japan. So as I said, we thought this was going to happen, but now that we have the sales data for this past week, it is confirmed. The Wii U, in its entire lifespan in Japan, sold 3.3 million units, and as of this week in Japan, the Switch sold 3.4 million units. So in 10 months, the Switch has outsold what the Wii U did in 4.5 to 5 years, something around there. So,
and there interestingly enough, the Switch is just a Wii U where you take off the sides.
It's true.
and you can take it with you. I remember when they first announced the Wii U, and we were like, "Oh my god, a tablet that you can take with you? That's crazy!" I was like, "Oh no, you can't. You got to stay within
You
like
can very closely." Yeah.
Well, here's something. I was playing something on the Wii.
Here's something. I was playing something. Hello.
I was playing something on the Wii U. I don't know when, a while ago, and I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom, but I still want to play this. I went to the bathroom and it shut off, and I'm like, I'm like a room over.
Al Del Mar says,
Did you
I'm
break the
watching you
toilet?
guys from Tehran.
What's that?
Well,
Did you break the
hello.
toilet?
No.
Thanks for joining us. What time is it there? Yeah, that's your top stories for today.
Oh,
Or this week, I mean.
Yeah, man, short.
Yeah, people,
Goodbye,
we're still
everybody.
on the after holiday lull. Like,
It's a beautiful thing.
next week is when everybody really comes back.
I mean, it
so-
would have been a bigger week, but bomb cyclone.
Bombogenesis.
That bombogenesis
Bombo-
got me a 4-day weekend.
Bombaleo.
Bomboleogenesis.
You know, when I
I
read
mean, we're at
bomb,
50 minutes. We're not that far off
when I
our
read
usual
bomb
hour mark.
cyclone, I got so angry
Making it into like this big deal.
because every single thing has to have some
Yeah,
eye-catching.
because you gotta
attention
get the
catching
bread and
you.
milk, and people won't get the bread and milk if you don't give it a name.
Listen, we were all
Make
right.
your own milk, you know?
I had to buy coconut milk.
No, you go and you
Did you
scoop
really?
up some snow.
Yeah, they didn't have the kind I was looking for. So.
Regular milk?
You can
Well, I
make
was-
your own
I was
milk.
looking for,
Melt
like,
the snow. It's
unsweetened
white,
almond
right?
milk.
It's milk.
Melt the
Did you go to Walmart?
Melt the snow. That's how you make milk.
Sometimes Walmart has.
I went to ShopRite.
Oh, we avoided ShopRite.
You can
Yeah,
do-
what sucks
I like
is-
how she's like disgusted. I went to ShopRite.
What
Oh.
sucks was I was just doing like my regular shopping.
Oh, that happened. That's happened to me before. Where I'm
Yeah,
like,
me
look,
too.
people, I'm just doing my regular shopping.
Like I
People
didn't have
need
any,
to
I
shop.
didn't have any milk in my place for like a couple of days, and I just wanted milk.
You know what's crazy? I did a
I didn't want to
shop
hoard anything.
from home order
Yeah, it is
Friday
crazy.
morning, thinking I would pick it up this morning
Mhm.
because today is Saturday. And when I went to reserve my time slot, they had time slots Friday afternoon. So I did a shop from home order Friday morning and picked it up Friday afternoon.
Whoa, what a
It's
time
great.
to be alive.
And the kid going back and forth between the car and the store wasn't wearing gloves. I was like, buddy, you
Oh,
could
yeah.
like get hurt
Whenever I
out
see
here.
people like walking outside without gloves, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I was like, hey, I got out of the car. I was like, look.
Hey,
It's
you
too
know,
cold
You're
to be
wearing
out
half
here.
gloves.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
And he was like,
What if I gotta use my fingers?
it's definitely cold. I'm like, you need gloves, bud. Like it's really cold out here.
Maybe
Take
if
yourself
you
down to
bought them,
TJ Maxx. I know, and then I felt like a jerk being like a nice
'cause you didn't tip
Hello,
them.
cowboy.
white suburban lady, like sitting in my car, like, yeah, put them in the back. So I got out and
Ralph Sothi says snow milk sounds yum.
Yeah, see?
It's a new
gross.
market for you. If you have questions for the podcast, please send them to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. We would
Where?
like to answer them every week. GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. We still have a very good amount in here. I would say a healthy amount, but we always want more because the day we run out of questions is the day I stop doing that section of the show again.
so stop sending questions at your own risk.
Until you get more questions.
No. If I go in there one day and we don't have any to read, it's over. That's it. Delete the account.
Okay.
That shows me people don't want it anymore.
Okay.
Like I said, we have a healthy amount.
Shows me people got busy
There's
and,
two of them in here.
and
We're
no one was letting them know how to send questions.
GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
Of course, you say it now because I said something, but
you send any electronic mail. All right. So
or if you want to send them snail mail, send them to.
somebody just asked me this week again if we're going to get a PO box.
It's the same person.
No,
Maybe they got
it's
something.
always different people.
That would be
How
awesome.
much does a PO box cost?
I don't know. I don't work for the postman or woman.
You know a postman. Ask him.
You ask him.
You talk to him. I don't even know which one it is.
Okay.
What are you looking at here, cats? You're so distracted.
No.
All right.
Say the word.
What, man?
Who played something this week that they want to talk about?
I played something.
Go right ahead.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I'll talk about it.
Okay.
Oh wait. I'm sorry. I told
Oh,
somebody in the
never mind,
chat I would
Mikhail.
say something. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
We're supposed to talk about that. Did you see the video yesterday of the rumored firmware update for the Switch?
No.
Is it-
Really well done, but it's fake as far as I
Is
know.
it for stability?
Yeah, right. Improved stability. No, it adds in like a whole
Wait,
bunch of features, and they did a
How
really.
is the update gonna improve the kickstand?
Oh,
Is that what you mean?
it's a. I'm team fake, but it is a really well done fake. I posted it online for you guys to discuss yesterday. There are some things that point to it being fake. Hello, Rachel, but yeah, it's really well done. I'll give them that, but I believe it to be fake. Yeah, so don't get your Nintendo Direct hopes up if there is one that there's going to be that major firmware update in there. But I wanted to bring that up because somebody asked me to do that, so we did. I think it's fake. I think the Nintendo Direct is real. That's it. Okay, go ahead.
Wait, what's it? What does it say? It's gonna.
The firmware update?
Yeah,
It's like party chat and folders and like YouTube and a whole bunch of stuff. And normally, if somebody put a list of all those details and they're like, here's a leak, I'd be like, yeah, this is fake. But the person that they made a video, it's like spot on. Like it looks really good. They did a really good job of making mesh with like the Switch's user interface and all that stuff. But there's some discrepancy with file sizes between menus that sets off some alarm bells and stuff like that. Not, I don't want to say officially fake, but I'd say we're a good 80% fake there. But they did a wonderful job with the video. So there you go.
So they spent a lot of time.
They've spent a lot of time on the little details and forgot to change a file size on something, which doesn't make sense.
No,
Like
I'm just saying they spent a lot of time making something fake like that just
to fool people or to get their name out there, because that happens. Like people will make really impressive stuff like that. It catches on, it spreads really far, and then a company will get in touch with that person and be like, "Hey, your work's pretty good. Stop wasting your time and come wait for us."
Right.
And the guy's like, "I'll wait for you."
Renting a small PO box for 6 months costs as little as $19 in some locations, while in others the cost is $75.
Not per month.
I don't know, man.
Well, thanks for looking. You said you wanted to play something, or you played something you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Or you talk something you want to play.
I downloaded, played, and completed Guns, Gore, and Cannoli. Yeah, clap.
How was it?
It's fun. I feel like it's that kind of shooter or whatever for me, because it was a slower paced.
Okay.
It's not like that. What was that game?
Beautiful Joe.
No, the one on
Lester the Unlikely.
it was on the Switch. Blood something. It was the one where the little guy and you're like running around and it's crazy and total mayhem.
What was the name of that?
There's definitely sections that
It's
were
called Butcher? Or
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah,
that might be it.
that sounds right to me.
if we're thinking about the same
Something,
game.
yeah. There were definitely a couple sections that were like they threw a lot at me, and I just wasn't. I don't use my weapons well enough, I guess. Like I'm not smart when I play that stuff. I just like it for like the run and gun silliness. But I don't know. It had me chuckling. I like the animation too. The artwork was pretty good.
Hello, cumulative. Yeah, I've been meaning to play it. I just have never gotten around to
And
it.
you can play it multiplayer. I don't know if you can play multiplayer online, which would probably make it frustrating, but also more fun.
But it definitely has local co-op.
I think that's
Okay.
because you can. Yeah, no, it's probably just local. Because when you go into it, it says you have 4 options, which I think 4 players on one screen would be crazy. And then I played some more of the bridge. That actually gets pretty tough, pretty heady.
It looks like it.
And
It's award-winning, you know.
I heard. And that's all I think I was all played.
What was that?
I think that's all I played.
Oh, okay. Anybody else play anything they want to talk about?
No.
Okay. I
you
did
play
not
anything?
play.
You just don't want to talk about it.
Neither.
I did not play anything this week at all because I finally decided to appease mom brain. So my free
And start
time
foot massages.
has been spent watching Black Mirror. I've been watching Black Mirror. Did you watch all of it?
No, I watched the first season.
Okay. So this is my experience with Black Mirror. She's like super into it. Greta's super into it. I watched season 1 and I was like, did you watch any of it? No, right?
Well, I watched the first 2 episodes of season 1 years ago, and I just wasn't gripped by it.
Yes.
But
Episode 1 about the pig, I was like, Episode 2 about the riding the bike, so I was like, okay. episode 3, I was like, all right, I like that episode. That's a good episode.
I think somebody needs to
Mr.
like,
Marrakesh.
Yes.
Did you watch that?
That's the we just watched it this week. Yeah.
somebody needs to put together like a list of like the top 5 episodes, and then
I can do it
then
for
I
you.
would probably start watching.
I haven't
San
watched.
Junipero.
I haven't watched. I got to talk about that too. I haven't watched the 4th season yet. I just finished season 3 last night. So season.
The first season is 3 episodes.
What's wrong? Is there a gas leak down here? Something's wrong with
The
this.
first
today.
season is 3 episodes, and then the second season is how many?
I want to say 4.
Oh my gosh! And then how many is?
And
the
there's a
next?
movie. The
6.
last
Oh my
episode,
goodness.
the finale
It's a
is like a
Christmas
long
special.
episode.
Yeah. All right. So the second season, I'm like, let's just put it this way. First season, I'm like, there's a good episode in there. Second season, I'm like, there's a good episode in there. Third season, I'm like, every episode is good in this season. Third season, I'm like, yeah, this is what it's all about. I
Is
like
it the newest?
No, the 4th season is in there. Third season, I liked every single episode. Now, San Junipero, which is like
I haven't seen it.
award-winning and all that stuff. I liked it. Thought it was very well done, but I didn't like. I really did enjoy it, but maybe it was just built up too much for me. So I watched it, and I was
It's a
like,
really lovely story.
it is a lovely story, yes, but I wasn't like blown away by
Little
it.
flicker.
What else? What other? There's the video game one.
The
in
video
that
game
one. Did
guy,
you
which
like
I
that?
really liked.
Oh,
Yeah, that was good.
What else?
Well,
This guy.
Charlie Brooker is really into video games, which helps because he's the writer, so he knows his stuff.
The one
and-
with the
and-
kid and the stuff that he had to do.
Hold on, San Junipero, like all the video games that are in that
Yeah.
one, they're all spot on and everything's right. Bubble
That's
Bobble's
why
in
this
there.
guy likes season 3 is all video game related.
My favorite episode of the whole series is that episode.
Did you have it figured out?
Okay.
No.
Good.
No.
And when you did, you were like, "Ah!"
Yeah. Yes. Plus, it has which you don't know. Do you watch Game of Thrones? Yes. It has the awesome guy.
Which one?
I don't remember anybody's name. Who's the guy with the metal hand? Jamie Lannister?
Yeah.
The guy that is with him all the
Oh
time.
yeah, he has like
Ron?
a super weird name. It's like Nikolaj Koster.
Whatever it is,
Laszlo.
he's in this one episode. And I was like, oh, I love this guy because I've seen him in nothing else
That's
but
everything
Game of
also?
Thrones.
The guy that like was
The guy-
working for him.
Yeah.
The guy that taught him how to, like when he was like, "Oh, I've got."
The guy that wants his own castle.
Braun.
Oh, that guy.
Braun. Which
Strowman.
one's Braun? Which one's
Braun.
Braun?
But anyway, him.
You were talking about Braun.
He's
Braun or Braun? Braun. Braun.
Braun.
anyway, he's in it. I've never
What's the kid's name?
There's nobody named Braun.
I know. Well, what's the kid's
Bran?
name?
The little kid Bran?
It's a great
Bran? So
conversation.
there's
Yeah.
Bran and Braun.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
How could you get those mixed up?
Because of Braun. Bran.
Stop doing that.
So he's in it. I have not seen him in anything else. I was eager to see him in something different, and he was just as good in this. I really liked him.
Yeah.
But yes, that episode is fantastic.
So the episode with the girl and the bridesmaid was one of you.
Oh, that's like my right there.
Yeah.
Those two are fighting it out, but I give it to
Digital
the
wedding.
Game of the Thrones guy.
Now
Game of the Thrones.
the
The Game of the
episode,
Thrones.
Good night, everybody.
the episode that
Game of the Thrones.
stabbed me in the heart
See,
like
it's not that easy.
Yeah, right.
20 times. I
haven't
cried the
seen
whole episode is in the second season.
You know,
But I might be in the like
Well,
raw,
on the phone.
yeah, raw meat was like
I cry at a lot of stuff, and I openly admit it. I have not cried at any of these episodes
that
at
one
all.
like broke my heart.
I'm waiting for now the one where they're following the kid around and he's doing all this stuff. I didn't cry, no, but that one I was
Vomiting?
blown away by. Like that one was
Yeah.
really good.
Wait,
like I
is
was
that
really
like the story of the that Japanese show where they follow the dog all around and the dog's doing all this stuff?
no.
The fat dog?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sunshine.
so season 1, honestly, if somebody was like, should I watch Black Mirror? I'd be like, watch every episode in season 3. And then season 1 and 2, I'd have to really think about what
Kirby's
ones I
right. They
recommend
should
to.
really someone I mean
I'm sure
IGN just
somebody's
did it, I
done
think.
it.
I think
Okay.
they just did the top 10 best
I
episodes.
just haven't seen it.
I honestly, season 3, start right there. I mean, there's little Easter eggs in every episode that harken back to other episodes, but it's not like you need to see those for them to make sense. Yeah. But the Christmas special is very good too.
Yes, I agree.
Which is its own thing. And it has the delightful John Hamm. So he's good. He's very good.
He is good.
No. Well, when Netflix picked up the show, it went a little less British. I mean, it's still Charlie Brooker and all his
Foster
people. But
directed an episode in the fourth season.
But yeah, I finished the third season last night.
In the season 4, yes.
Yes, I said.
I wanted more from it. If it was just season 3, I'd be like, yeah, that show's worth recommending to people. But the girl from season 3, episode 1, which is about like Facebook ratings, let's call it that.
It's the final straw that made me say no more social media, no more Facebook.
It's the
what was
that episode?
You didn't see it.
I thought you haven't been on that stuff for a while.
She watched it a while ago in season 3.
Been a year and a half.
And you haven't been on
the lead in that
Facebook
episode. The lead in that episode is the same lead in Jurassic World.
What?
The redhead girl from
Dallas Bryce Howard.
Yes, thank you. I never remember that name.
She's Ron Howard's daughter. That's how you can remember.
That's what my parents said last night, and I was like, and then I forgot her name right away, and I just thought of her as that. So. But yeah, good stuff. So that's what I've been doing. I haven't played any games because Mom Brain, like I said, for a long time now has been asking me to watch that. So I watched it.
I appreciate it.
And I'm still watching.
She's been asking forever. Turns out he read something on Reddit and was like, I gotta watch this.
No, you know what? To tell you the truth, I don't really read too much about that show, like anywhere really.
Well, I think people are afraid because of the nature of the stories. Like, you don't want to spoil anything. Like, what are you going to talk about?
Oh, it's the internet. People love spoilers.
Okay. So if you need to remember her name, just remember that. Just remember that it rhymes with Malice Rice Coward.
I'll remember that. Dallas is such a weird first name for a woman, isn't it?
It is kind of weird. What's a weird name for anybody?
And Bryce is a weird middle name for a woman.
Oh my God. Debbie Does Dallas. Is Dallas another woman? I've never seen it.
Wait, what porn did I watch? Debbie Does Dallas. What did I send? Didn't I send you guys a picture or something?
From Debbie Does Dallas?
No, it was a joke about that.
I don't remember that.
Oh, I don't remember.
Well, while you're thinking, let me read you guys a question. Oh, people send questions. Look at that. Since I said send questions. This is from...
Send money, people. Send money.
Brent. Brent says, would you rather have peanuts that are the size of potatoes or potatoes the size of peanuts?
Well, there's potatoes.
Hold on. He says, this has been a fierce debate between my wife and I for over 10 years. I would really love to have you guys weigh in on this. Well, then we need to do our civic duty and weigh in
potatoes the size of peanuts, because then you can make mashed potatoes easy peasy rather than having to like do all the work. And a potato-sized peanut would be like difficult to eat. I
like peanuts, but not enough to want a potato-sized peanut.
Definitely peanuts.
I'm going to eat like a handful of potatoes. Yeah. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to eat a peanut like an apple.
Or a potato like an apple.
Yeah, I don't like baked potatoes, and I don't really like eating peanuts.
Out of your pocket.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, at least if I had the potatoes, I could make them into mashed potatoes or fries.
So just to be clear here, we're all team
like potato jelly beans.
We're all team tiny potatoes here.
Tiny taters.
Tiny taters. There you go. Yeah. Unanimous. That was quickly decided by
roast them and a little bit of butter. You could air fry those puppies.
Oil them, mash them.
Oh, yeah. Who wants potatoes?
Let's see what the chat's saying. Mark says potatoes the size of peanuts. Yes. ZX Billy says try peeling a peanut-sized potato. Try.
Small spuds.
I feel like you can do that easy, just like some water.
You know what you could use? Do you know what you could use to
Scrub
do that?
Daddy?
A Scrub Daddy.
There you go. Drew says handful of potatoes sounds wonderful. It does, doesn't it?
Daddy.
Well, thank you for your question. We've got enough time to do one more, so I will do one more. This is from JC Me. He says, today's question is, now let me start this again. He says, as gamers, our game collections are near and dear to us. Today's question is, if Ted DiBiase came to you and offered you cold, hard cash for your whole game collection, would you have a price for the $1 million man? He says everybody's got a price. He does say that.
I didn't know he meant it.
Or would you pause, look at the crowd with JR saying, is he going to say yes? Does he have a price? Ted DiBiase cackling as loud as ever, thinking he's got you. But then you look at him talking to the microphone and say, no. Hit him with the microphone. Get a huge pop. Leave the ring with your arms raised and be notified shortly after by WWE that Raw Meat will be in the next WWE line of toys. The hard-hitting questions from JC Me. I mean, yes. Everybody's got a price. So, yes, I would sell everything, but I would need my price met. Now, what would my price be?
Price?
I feel like it'd be really dumb for me to not take like $1 million.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
If somebody said $500,000, I'd be like, I don't know.
It would just be like such a pain in the ass to replace it all.
Yeah.
Even if you did have the money.
Maybe I think I would be like, Ted, listen, I got to make a list of everything and then see what I really want to get back. And then I'll get back to you with the price. But yeah, everybody's got a price. Ted DiBiase knew that. Everybody's got a price. There is a price. It's just, does Ted have the money to give you for you to give up whatever he's asking for? I don't know. But plenty of people have in the past. So
what if somebody was like, all right, I'll give you $2 million for your cat?
Yeah. I'm sorry, but yes.
If
it was Buddy, no. Come on, you wouldn't get rid of the cat for $2 million? $2 million. Are they going to kill the cat? If they were going to kill him, I wouldn't do it.
It's like that episode of Bedtime Stories. Like Mongo.
Mongo!
Mama Bonnie.
Mark says, my turn for an important question. Do you think Nintendo will acknowledge and celebrate the 35th anniversary of Famicom's launch in Japan? Yeah, I'm sure they'll do something. I mean, I don't think they're going to do anything here, but put out some stickers or something. I don't know. Yeah, they'll do something. Why the hell not? I don't know.
You'll get a party hat in the mail.
You are saying there's no price for you with the cat.
I don't know.
You brought up this question. Now you got to answer it.
I don't know.
Think of all the cats you could buy with $2 million.
I mean,
Think of how many cats you could save.
Here's the thing. I don't think our cat would give a darn.
No, he wouldn't.
Like
he doesn't know the value of money.
No, I mean, like, I don't think he would mind going to live somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, ready?
That's probably true.
$100 million, but you have to watch him be taken away. Like you have to stand out on the stoop and watch them put him in his little cage.
Did you reference Mongo?
Yeah.
In this? Yeah. Sorry, I'm
really
trying
know.
to track
you're looking at your
down
phone.
here.
Yep. He's reading. He's finding out about the podcast by reading the chat about the podcast.
No, it's not funny.
What?
What are you talking about?
No, it's not.
I'm not looking at podcast stuff.
How did you say? How'd you know I said Mongo?
Because you said to her that she has to watch him be taken
Yes,
away, and
yes.
I was like, Mongo.
I said Mongo.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
You brought it up.
I don't want. It was a mistake.
All right, I got bad news. Somebody offered me $50 for the cat. He's going later today.
Well, the cat, for all we know, is dead right now. After he cracked him in the head.
It's like time for sleep. Time for the forever sleep. All right, let's do some music.
Okay, so here we are.
Here we are.
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
Send your music to gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com.
Where?
gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com.
First song comes to us from Andy the Zombie.
NES remix?
No.
All right, it's something on a portable.
Yeah.
Game & Watch.
No.
Super Mario Advance
No.
3. WarioWare.
No.
Is it Tetris?
Yes.
Oh, Tetris DS.
Tetris DS. Great job.
Tetris DS.
I have nothing to
Tetris
say about
DS.
Tetris.
Next song comes to us from Corbin Dallas.
All right, this is a portable, right?
Yeah.
Is it a Castlevania?
Nope.
Is it a GBA game?
Nope.
DS?
Yep.
It's a big library. Could be an RPG.
It is.
The Knights of the Nightmare.
Nope.
Shin Megami Tensei.
Nope.
Radiant
Nope.
Story.
Sonic.
Nope.
Whatever that
Oh,
was.
is it the Golden Sun?
Nope.
First party?
Yep.
Oh,
Mario and Luigi.
No.
Fire Emblem.
Nope.
Advance Wars.
Nope.
Pokemon.
Yep.
Black and White.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. You didn't get me this time, assholes.
This one
Whoa.
comes from Prat Trap.
You see my swag. When you wanna come and give me all this drag.
The world ends with you.
No.
Because my hands itching to get in a smack. What's your name again, Jack? Is that good up the road?
Shadow the Hedgehog.
No.
Oh,
Here.
Rub Rabbits. Let's tap. Jet Set Radio.
No.
It's obviously Japanese. A Japanese developer will put this song in their
I
game.
don't know.
What system?
I believe it's Sega.
Published? Oh, I know what it is. It's Mad World.
Yep.
Oh.
Japanese. Japanese. Yeah, published by Sega.
This one comes from Game Freak 613.
Did not like that soundtrack. All right, well, it's Super Mario Brothers 2, but it's not, for sure.
It's not Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, not 2. I meant 3.
It is Super Mario Brothers 3.
Oh, it's just regular Super Mario Brothers 3. This is, thanks for saving me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an animal anymore. I don't know what they say. Here's a P-wing. That's going across the map, in case you didn't know.
All right. This one comes from Armored Frog.
What does the P stand
Flight.
Pilot. Oh, I know this.
Yep.
But why? It's a Zelda game.
Yep.
But it's Skyward Sword.
It is.
Let it go. What boss is this? Is this Galactos? I don't know, Colobos, something like that.
Oh, there.
Oh, what? It's just that first. Wow. I will say that I think Skyward Sword has Breath of the Wild beat when it comes to soundtrack. If there were more songs in Breath of the Wild, it might be a fair fight. But I love Skyward Sword soundtrack.
All right. I'm glad.
Galactos, whatever the name of that song. You know, the like vaguely Hindu sword fighters. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that.
that's a great song. And when getting goosebumps when you like beat them down and then the song changes. Like I love when Nintendo does songs that are like you're gonna be killed, and then like you get a boss like knocked down to like a certain level, and the song switches in like your favor to be like heroic, like in Breath of the Wild when you're fighting the big sandworm thing.
I'm
Nintendo guys.
I don't know.
Well, you don't know. You're fine.
Here's the thing.
Oh, you didn't play it either. You then.
Yes, but here's what happens to me.
I'm so like,
Yeah,
I'm not paying
exactly.
attention to the music.
Exactly. I could watch somebody else do it and appreciate the music, but in that moment,
Mark says, next song, please.
all right, just hold your
Take
horses.
it easy, but he says, how long is this song?
Patience is a virtue.
It's a good song.
You know what? People used to tell me that all the time as a kid.
It's a good song.
Patience is a virtue. And
I'm playing that that Breath of the Wild song after. Somebody tell me the name of that big worm, please.
This one comes from Gavons.
Color.
This is, I see it, Conquest of the Crystal Palace.
It is.
Oh my god.
Let it go. That's a good song. Turn it up a little bit.
No, because what's his name's gonna be all grumpy about how long we're playing it.
I'm the captain. Turn up, please. We're ahead of the schedule.
Palaces.
It's a side scroller. You have a dog that you can call out and fight. I think you have a
So it's about dog fight?
sword. You fight like lots of medieval Japanese monsters. It's a very cool game. It's very short, but it's very cool. Yeah, it's one of the. This was back in the day when like you walked around Toys R Us or whatever game store, and you're like, well, I can look at the box art, and that's all I got.
Cool, like cover art.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it had a really cool cover. All right, go ahead. Which ones?
All right, this next little ditty comes to us from Glitter Bubble 3.
Thank you, cumulative. It's that guy again. It's that Silver Surfer asshole. Have we gotten one wrong yet?
I don't think so.
No. This has had like cute animals in it?
Nope.
Is it licensed?
Yeah.
Okay. It's got to be that guy. James Bond Jr.
No.
James Bond.
James Bond. That's not licensed. Like it's the Silver Surfer guy, but that's not Silver Surfer.
Krill. I was gonna say license to kill.
Oh, that's good too. That's good too, right? It's not Silver Surfer.
No, it's not.
X-Men.
How many times did I tell you? It's
Spider-Man.
not. No.
Barbie.
No.
I don't know what else this guy did. G.I. Joe. This
Nope.
doesn't sound like a G.I. Joe game. McKids.
Nope.
I don't want to get one wrong. We're doing so well. License still around today?
Don't think so.
Oh, no. Samurai Pizza Cats. SWAT?
Nope.
Toxic Avenger?
Nope.
Bucky O'Hare. Eat the cat.
Nope.
Trying to think. Bobby's World. Monsters in My Pocket. I think I'm spent on like licenses that aren't around anymore. Go ahead. Anybody else?
I can't think of it.
Go ahead.
The Incredible Crash Dummy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot they made a video game.
Yeah, I forgot there was a cartoon about that.
So much for Mario Mania.
What did I do in the cartoon?
You know. All right, this sounds like 64. They're high quality sound effects. Is it Nintendo? Oh. Bomberman then? Space Station Silicon Valley. What is this? Perfect Dark? No, it doesn't sound like that. Biggity Buck Bumble. Winback.
No.
Is it a rarity?
Yep.
Yeah, alright, Blast Core.
No.
Jet Force Gemini. Not Donkey Kong.
Nope.
Not Banjo-Kazooie. What else did Rare do on a 64?
When did they do what's it called? Conquer.
Yeah, it's not Conquer.
Nope.
What was it? 64?
Yeah. Diddy Kong Racing?
But there is racing.
And it's Rare. San Francisco Rush? I don't know. What other racing did Rare
Did
do?
Diddy Kong Racing?
Pilot Wings. It sounds like Pilot Wings, but I know it's not. And it's not Blast Core. Mickey.
Yep.
Mickey Mickey's Super Speedway.
Yep.
Wow.
Mickey's Speedway
Oh,
USA.
man, thank God.
Sometimes from Mickey
I
3019.
forgot that they did that. I don't know, but I hate it.
Skateboarding or something.
Yeah, right, that's what I get.
I don't know. Could be.
This feels like an arcade game. Like a TurboGrafx game.
Oh, hey, Mitch. You like walking a little weird.
Hey there, you remember your name, bud? I got nothing on this. Anybody? I mean, I'll give up now. I have no guess at all. Can you tell me what system? It's a sports game? Okay, then go ahead. We don't know.
It is Rival Turf.
Oh, yeah. You know what is probably great? If you got hit in the head with something and then somebody picks you up and in your head is like talking directly into your ear, like, how you doing, guy? You doing good? Right?
Just checking them out.
I don't think you got hit that hard.
All right.
How's your
Go ahead.
This last one comes from Reginilla.
Fragile Cream Dreams.
No.
Okay.
It's high quality.
Uh-huh.
Is it first party? Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
No. I think it's first.
What system?
I'm not sure. Let me check on that. 3DS.
Kid Icarus.
No.
Oh,
Fire Emblem. Smash Brothers. Wait, this is first party? Kirby.
it's on the 3DS.
See, when she says she doesn't know, it really confuses me.
All right. Well, let me look it up.
Advance Wars. It's not on 3DS. I said Fire Emblem, right? I don't know what it is, but I'm there. I don't know where I am.
No.
Not first party at all.
Okay.
But she thought it was.
Little King Story.
I mean, it sounds like an RPG to me. All right, so Dragon Quest,
No.
Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy,
No.
Monster Hunter Tribe.
Monster Hunter 4,
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter Generations,
I'll give it to you.
Monster Hunter Generations, Monster Hunter Double Cross, Monster Hunter.
Kirby got it. Monster Hunter.
Stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's you didn't get right.
I don't remember that song, and I played that game.
So you missed 2. Not bad.
2. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'll take it. And we're ending right about on time. It all worked out. It all worked out. Talking about holes and pocket potatoes and
Well, jelly bean potatoes.
pizza slices, Black Mirror. You know, all the things you come to a Nintendo podcast for.
Oh, excuse me.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Have a good year. 2018. We did it.
I'm glad that got in there.
You know, I like that.
Now let me get that song going.
That host girl, Emma, was it?
She's not bad, yeah.
Yeah.
She
On-
had good presence.
I like
she
her.
had good anecdotes or whatever, like good little things.
She does have good little things, yeah. No, hello, Lightning
Her
Bro.
banter really works. It's not.
Yes, I
Except there was
appreciate
the one
her.
time she had a question that she didn't even get to the question.
Yeah,
It's
she
really
kept
funny.
like vamping, and I was like, "Yeah, the question's here. You only get so many seconds."
Look at this guy. What are you gonna play for us, Monster Hunter?
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter.
Let me play. My favorite game is Monster Hunter. I'm gonna play you that. Thanks, Sarah. I'm gonna play you that song.
From what?
Breath of the Wild.
Oh.
Breath of Wild. Moldova. I really got to type in song here. Okay. So this should be phase 1 of the battle. This is a commercial, though.
Your Majesty.
Prime Minister.
The Los Angeles Times, Rolling Stone, and USA Today all hail Darkest Hour. This is the movie we need right now.
Sponsored by
And the Critics'
Darkest
Choice
Hour.
nominee for Best Picture of the Year.
We shall never
I haven't played the game.
surrender.
This
Darkest
doesn't
Hour,
sound
rated
really,
PG-13.
So this is the Molduga battle when it's like fighting you and you're like, how do I kill this thing?
This is from Skyward Sword.
No, Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. So I haven't- spoiler alert.
Yeah, you fight something and it's got a song. Great song. Oh, Brain, did you fight this thing?
Yeah.
And you didn't remember how music changes?
I played the game and I beat it. Of course I
You beat it? What did you play?
Skyward Sword?
We're not talking about Skyward Sword.
Oh, I
We're
thought you were
Breath of
talking
the
about
Wild.
Skyward Sword, the one with the slicing
This
blade.
is Moldova or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah. No, I don't think I did that yet. That's where I am actually.
I'm looking. That's not the. That's just the background part. I want like. Let's try this one.
This is a good story. This is worth it. You think it's worth it? You gonna start watching something?
Why can't I find like the right thing?
It's been like 45 minutes looking for a movie last night to watch. I
God
know it's
damn
on.
it.
It's pretty sad though, but it's like a nice little story, and it's getting really good.
There we go.
Positive feedback is my life as zucchini. It's like animated clean.
So this is when you figure out how to fight it, and it's like defenseless, and you're like, yeah, let me beat the crap out of that. It's all like heroic, and then it's like, oh crap, he's getting back up. And it goes back and forth. But yeah, you don't know what he looks like. You don't know where you fight him. You're gonna find him and be like, what do I do?
How long did it take you to figure out how to fight them?
I wasn't like, I didn't spend like an hour there. 5 minutes. What's the name of that girl? Violin girl.
Lindsay Sterling.
Yes, there you go. Thank you, Cowboy. Yes. Battle Phase 2.
Oh, I finished Lady Dynamite season 2. That show, crazy. Real weird.
What channel is that on?
Netflix.
Netflix channel.
It's the Marie Bamford show.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Season 1 was interesting. It bounced back and forth and jumped around and stuff. Season 2 is out of control.
Out of control. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Listen, thanks for hanging out. Hope you had a great week, and I hope you have a great weekend. Play some games, hang out with friends and family, have some fun, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.